What's up Guardians, in today's video I'm going to be showing you my Void Titan build using the exotic Heart of the Inmost Light. It's going to contain no artifact mods so you can use it season after season. This Titan build is one of my personal favourites as you can just chain abilities and constantly gain a damage buff on your Void weapons. Plus you get volatile rounds too, so that's always a bonus. There's also a solid amount of resistance and overshield included. I've used this build in the new seasonal content, Master Lost Sectors and Raids. It's so easy to use and so much fun. If you want to easily set up this build, just follow along in the video. I'll also put our dim link in the description for you. Also guys, don't forget to leave a rating, comment, subscribe and share if you like these types of videos. Now let's crack on with the build. So for the super, I go on Sentinel Shield, but you can pick Ward of Dawn too. It's all down to what content you're actually doing. You know, if you need the Sentinel Shield for like ad clear and stuff, choose that. But if you need the bubble for a damage boost within, you know, your raid or a dungeon or something, then pick that also. Either is a good choice. For the class ability, I've chosen the Towering Barricade, so it's got a bit more cover in sticky situations. For the Void melee, I've chosen Shield Bash. You can choose Shield Throw if you want to, but I always feel you get a better overshield with Shield Bash. Moving on to the grenade, I chose a magnetic grenade, but you can choose, you know, whichever one you want. Doesn't really matter, just pick whichever one you feel most comfortable with. They all do a decent amount of damage. I just avoid the suppressor grenade because it's a bit weird when you throw it, but any of the others is perfectly fine. So moving on to the aspects, the first one I chose is Bastion. With this aspect, when you cast your super or your barricade, you grant an overshield to nearby allies. Added to the barricade, it also gets empowered, enabling it to slowly regenerate overshield of allies bunkering behind it. The second aspect is going to be Controlled Demolition. When you hit a target with a Void ability or Volatile Explosion, it makes them more volatile. Further damage, the volatile target causes them to explode. It also grants you and your nearby allies health when the target explodes near you. So with both of these aspects, you've got a great way of getting full shield, some health back and making the target volatile, with all your abilities. And finally, moving on to the fragments, the first one I've chosen is Echo of Instability. Defeating targets with your grenade grants volatile rounds to your Void weapons. The second fragment is going to be Echo of Undermining. This applies a 15% weakening effect upon damaging the target. And for the last one, I've chose Echo of Leeching. Melee final blows start health regeneration for you and your allies. Again, this is to help with the sustainability of the build, and it also helps in team play as well. So for the stats, you want to aim for maximum resilience and maximum recovery, and then just try and get your intellect up as high as possible. If you're a new light player or just returning to the game and your gear's not very good, I'd aim for 100 resilience first. So moving on to the armor mods. On the helmet, I popped on the Ashes to assets, so we can get bonus super energy on grenade kills. And then we got Harmonic Siphon, so we'll get orbs of power when we get kills with our Void weapons. And lastly we've got Elemental Ordnance, so when we defeat a combatant with a grenade kill, it spawns an Elemental Void Well. On the gauntlets, I popped on a Bolstering Detonation, and also a Focusing Strike. This will help get our class ability back faster with our grenades and melee. And finally we've got Well of Tenacity. This gives us a 50% damage reduction when we pick up a Void Elemental Well. Moving on to the exotic of choice, the Heart of the Inmost Light. The armor perk for this exotic is called Overflowing Light. So when using an ability where it's the grenade, melee or the barricade, that ability will empower the other two abilities. When the other two abilities are empowered, they'll have faster regen, the melee grenades will do more damage, and the barricades will have more hit points. For the chest armor mods, you just want to pop in 1 or 2 resistance mods of your choice, and then a melee wall maker so we can create void walls on kills. For the legs, I've put on Invigoration and Absolution, so when we create the Orbs of Power from Harmonic Siphon, we can pick these up for extra ability energy. I've also put on Seeking Wells, so the Void Wells that we create on the floor will travel towards us. And finally, on the mark, I've put on 2 Perpetuations, so we can get our class ability energy back faster, and also a Font of Might, so when we pick up the Void Well, it gives our Void weapons a 25% damage buff. The last thing to cover, the weapons. Because we're proccing Font of Might constantly, you'll want to have a Void Energy weapon to take full advantage of the buff. Some of the good weapon choices are Grauton Lance, Noid Hunger, the Monarch, the Funnel Web, No Composure, Telesto, Undual Skin, or the Hollow Denial. These are just a couple of examples, but you can use any weapon, as long as it's Void. For the kinetic and the power weapons, you can just run whatever you want, it's your choice. And that's it for the build. I'm just going to pop in the overall build in one picture, so it's easy to read, you can refer back to it at any point. I'll also add a dim link in the description for you. So I'm quickly just going to go over the build in game so I can show you exactly what's happening. I'm just going to throw my grenade, and as you can see, we've procced the barricade and the melee on empowered regeneration. We've also got volatile rounds from the grenade kill, and then when we picked up the well we've got a void weapon boost. and a times 3 resistance, which is 50% damage reduction. You can also proc the overshield from meleeing a target or using your class ability. What I love most about this build is that there's absolutely no setup, you can just use your abilities and have loads of fun. And that's it really. All you've got to remember is when you use one ability, it procs your other 2 abilities. Pick up the Void Wiles and just destroy absolutely everything in game. And one last thing before you go, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a rating. Also subscribe and turn the bell notifications on for the latest builds. If you've got any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. See you in the next video guys. Peace.